Well, I think we've done a really good job of identifying how, we started off with what is one of the internal issues that really impacts how we feel. And we talked about gut health. We talked about kind of how to improve gut health. We talked about how much stress has a role on gut health and just health overall, and how important it is to manage our cortisol levels. What are some other internal issues that you look at, like when you're surveying somebody, whether it's looking at numbers, looking at past history, or what are some more internal health issues that really cause people to not feel their best, not feel like themselves, and stuff like that?
I would say from a female perspective, because unfortunately, they definitely have more issues going on and have more complex physiology going on than a male coming into the equation. Males are 80% of the time easier to fix. The physiology part is it's just easier. It's more resilient than a female. So from a female perspective, the issue, and again, from a internal, like the health issue itself, it's hormonal imbalance a lot of the times. Also, we see amenorrhea a lot, secondary amenorrhea. And it can be things that's obviously like birth control. It can induce a lot of the issues. And again, it's not to say birth control is bad, but a lot of times there's multiple types of birth control with different levels of progestins and estrogen, obviously the makeup of it. And the doctor isn't taking time to, number one, educate the client, the patient on what the possible side effects of said birth control, and they're all different, can do to this person. So number one, they're just, oh, you have acne, take birth control. And you have people on this since they're 12, 13 years old because that was their solution, which obviously didn't need to be the case. So like you have the birth control thing, but then you have people overtraining, under eating. Females are very common for this for chronic periods of time. That's obviously going to deplete hormones. You're going to have low progesterone. Then you're going to have irregular menstrual cycles. Obviously, you can have amenorrhea from that, which is a big driver. And obviously, that's the stress part of the equation there. So from a female perspective, it kind of teeters between the hormonal balance and the gut health. Those are the two, we want to say, primary issues that we see with clientele coming in. But again, the drivers behind that is what we need to look at.
Right.
Because people are so focused on with the functional, the hormones and this, that, and the other. And yes, you need that education. You don't need to be a biochemist. You don't need to understand it to that in depth by any means. I think a lot of coaches are going down too many damn rabbit holes. You're not a doctor. You don't need to be knowing these things. You need to know what they do physiologically, but you need to deal with what caused all this stuff. And we keep forgetting to do that a lot of times. And again, I'm not against protocols. I think they're definitely needed in the right context, but you're forgetting the basics in the beginning. If this person is not willing to manage their stress, get out of this, abusive psychological relationship or whatever it may be, you can't help them that much. It's just, we've seen it. There's people we've had to let go at times because they just would not do certain things because they were just, well, give me a protocol, give me this, this, and this. It's not going to resolve the issue because that's not the root cause of it. Yeah. You may get better from a symptom perspective at times, but it typically comes back at some point in time because if you don't address the root cause, that's like a Band-Aid when you give them a supplement protocol. It goes away, but then it comes back. And that's not what we're trying to accomplish, right? So I think within the coaching, I think they just need to keep their order of operation in check.
Yeah.
Always. I don't care where the client's coming to you from. They start back here and you teach them this stuff. And if you need to do a protocol along with this, that's fine, but don't forget the basic part of the equation. Because if you give them the protocol and you haven't done this, again, it'll come back.
Yeah.
They're just messed up again. And then you're just dealing with it all over again. You didn't help anybody. And then they wasted, honestly, and again, from a financial perspective, they're wasting money because now you got all this shit again from a supplement perspective. And that stuff, depending on the issue, is not cheap sometimes. And then if you have to go from a hormone replacement therapy route, like that, obviously, I mean, it depends on obviously perimenopause and things like that. But that's sometimes, I mean, if it's HRT, it's typically a permanent thing, but that should be down the road for people. It's not when they're 25 years old.
Right.